Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, The Empire, and boy oh boy, do we have a lot of exciting news to cover today. So, unless you've been living under a rock, you'll know that majority of the embargoes for specific content creators have lifted, and a lot of previews, a lot of detailed previews about the game are out now on YouTube, from multiplayer to campaign to customization. You'll pretty much get a very good feel how the game runs at this point. And if you've seen some of my previous videos, you know by now I have about 30-40 hours with the game. However, obviously I'm not allowed to post my gameplay. I'm not one of those big YouTube channels that were allowed or they had an embargo lifted. So it can't stop me from telling you how I feel about the game though. So today's video will be deep diving into Space Marine 2 and my experience with the game. So it's not just a sequel, it is a massive leap forward in bringing that rich 40k lore to life. So stick around, we're going to break down everything from gameplay mechanics to the stunning visuals, and we're going to touch on multiplayer as well. So first things first, Space Marine 2 returns us to the war-torn universe where the stakes are higher than ever. It is set on the Imperial world of Avarax, and the game features soaring gothic spires and beseech human population, something that you would expect from a 40k game, and boy oh boy have they nailed it. So we'll be following Captain Titus, and he will be voiced by Clive Stendon. However, this time around it's a tale of redemption, but obviously I'm not going to spoil that for you, but obviously he has been disgraced and now he's making a comeback. Let's get into the gameplay here. So Space Marine 2 has refined and expanded its combat system. So whether you're mowing down Tyranids with a heavy bolter or cleaving through them with a chainsword, the action is as intense and as gratifying as it can be. It is very Warhammer-esque, like it captures the essence of the Warhammer universe, the brutality, the Tyranids, that Tyranid rush, the adrenaline. It is here, it is captured, and if you're not a fan of the tabletop, but you're a fan of 40k lore, you're gonna absolutely love this. Also, it's like it has two dimensions to the combat. You have the ranged, which feels really satisfying. The bolters hit hard, they're slow firing, but they pack that punch, and when they hit that target, they make a bloody mess. Also, there is a more arcadey melee sort of dodging and parrying system, which introduces another layer of complexity. Now, one thing to note here. The system itself, it's easy to learn, but it's hard to master. It does rely on timing, and it's deep. It's deeper than you think, but you can easily pick it up and usually play the game. Now let's move over to the visuals and the auditory experiences in Space Marine 2. So it is nothing short of breathtaking. Every armor plate, every bolt shell, every war-torn landscape, it is rendered with incredible level of detail. You can see the amount of love that's gone into this game. Like, they've really outdone themselves here. The version that I played wasn't buggy. It felt great. It was fluid. Even though you're this big bulky space marine, like the movement is fluent. It just feels great. It's exactly how the lore describes the space marines, and the fact that it managed to capture it so well blows my mind. It's almost like the character has a redemption arc, but also the devs as well, because Space Marine 1 wasn't impressive by any stretch of the imagination. It wasn't groundbreaking or anything like that. But this game takes it a step further. Also, the sound design. Let's just discuss the sound for a second here. Honestly, it complements the game. It immerses you fully into that 40k universe that we love, right? Guys, I'm speechless. It is so good. I know I'm being overly positive here, but I cannot describe it in words, because I'm a huge fan. I'm like over 80 books deep into the Warhammer lore, and this is a dream come true for me. So obviously, plus I've had a positive experience with it, and my expectations were very low, and I'm happy to say that even if my expectations were high, this still would have exceeded them. So yeah, it's a high budget game, and it definitely feels like a high budget game. Now let's discuss quickly just a little bit of character development. So Captain Titus, obviously you'll be playing as him in the campaign, and also you can unlock his armor in multiplayer as well. It brings that depth to narrative. Obviously, I said before, it's a redemption arc. I'm not going to go further into it. but I think they've done a really good job. Now, campaign I expected to be, you know, not too long, but it will be like a blockbuster campaign, kind of like what you would expect from a Call of Duty game. It's gonna be a lot of scripted scenes, a lot of like landslides, a lot of earthquakes, a lot of explosions, and hell of a lot of Tyranids. So that's that. But I think this game, it's like multiplayer mode when it truly shines. And you know, they're bringing out game passes, they're bringing out all these unlockables. There's tons of unlockables. The customization is mind-blowing. If you're a, you know, Dark Angels fan, no problem. Space Wolves, no problem. Like they honestly, all the color schemes are there, all the different armor types are there. Like saw this what's it called? A Dark Angel Sentinel, the shield, the helmet with the wings. It just looks so authentic. It blew my mind. I was in love at first sight. So there's a huge variety of classes and also a lot of weapons, but I feel like there's going to be a lot more classes and weapons to come. For example, there's no librarians, so there's no psychers at the moment. There's no terminators. Even though there's heavy classes, there is no terminators per se. None that you can play. There is enemy terminators. You would have seen the previews, but not terminators that you can actually play as, at least from what I've seen anyway from my time with the game. But yeah, just mind-blowing customization. We couldn't obviously play the PvP mode, so I can only comment on the co-op mode, but it's very fun. Don't expect it to be Helldivers open world. It's a lot more linear, but hopefully they'll bring a lot more sort of scripted scenarios, a lot more maps that they can introduce to the game. But like the battle barge feels absolutely freaking unreal, man. Like from the Thunderhawks to the holograms to the Auspex, everything feels freaking authentic. They absolutely nailed it, and I think we've been spoiled with 40k games lately. Rogue Trader being my absolute favorite in recent times, but I think this is going to surpass it because it's more of a hack and slash, and you don't have to be a you know, like a gamer or a pro to play this game. You know, after a long day of work, you can just jump in, switch it on. It's a popcorn game. As I said, easy to pick up, but perhaps a bit more difficult to master. So, you know, it just molds all these different aspects of the game together so well. So, you know, there's the community aspect, there's the PvP aspect, campaign, co-op, you name it. It all comes together very, very nicely. So, as we wrap it up, it's clear that Space Marine 2 is poised to be a landmark in the title. So many positive reviews already on YouTube, or previews should I say, rather than reviews. Just go and check it out. Plenty of content there. A lot of people have covered it. It just looks great, feels great. It's just an absolutely stunning video game. It truly captures, you know, what it means to be Space Marine in the 40k universe. And the experience is both, you know, visually stunning and the sound, it makes you feel engaged. So if you're a fan of the franchise or you're looking for a next great hack and slash game, I would definitely recommend this one. Having said that, hold on to the pre-orders. Don't pre-order just yet. Wait till you see how the PvP feels and plays, and then make your call. See how much co-op content is out there. But with all the game passes and coming out and the season passes and all that crap, DLCs, I think they are aiming for the long haul with this one. Honestly, it's just such a positive experience so far. But once again, I have not really played the final release, so hold off on pre-ordering for now and stay tuned for more content. Dimpo out.